didn't get into college after high school, but he wasn't upset at all. Instead he rode his bike around every day, just wandering through town. He even greeted the neighbors first, but nobody paid attention to him. Everyone thought he had no future. Even his dad barely cared about him, because he never seemed to do anything useful. But the boy kept living his life, because his 3 best friends were the same. None of them got into college. The 4 of them hung out every day, lying around in their secret hangout spot, talking and doing nothing. To them, as long as they stayed together, the future didn't matter much. But that peaceful life didn't last long. A group of college kids suddenly showed up. They looked down on the locals right away, and mocked the stonecutters. The 4 friends got annoyed, but didn't know what to say, because they once wanted to be stonecutters too. But the town wasn't what it used to be. There wasn't enough work anymore. They didn't even know where their future was. Even when they tried to relax alone, the college kids still made fun of them. The university already had a huge pool, but they still came to take over their swimming hole. The more they thought about it, the angrier they got. So they decided to check out the university, just to get some pride back. But when they got there, they were completely stunned. There was a huge library, beautiful sports fields, young energetic students, stylish crowds everywhere. The whole place felt alive, nothing like their lives. The 4 sat in the car in silence, suddenly feeling very ordinary. They were about to head home, when some students started playing frisbee. The frisbee landed in the road, and they accidentally drove over it. It was nothing at first, but Mike loved it. Seeing the students get mad felt great. The more he thought about it, the better it felt. So he backed up the car, and ran over it again. From that moment on, the rivalry began, but that feeling didn't last long. Their confusion was still there. Mike looked at the college athletes, and felt awful inside. Back in high school he was a star quarterback. He stayed away from smoking and drinking, just to play football. But after graduation, his football life was over. College teams always had new stars, and he would never be one of them. They envied those college kids. They had goals. They had chances. They had a future, while they had nothing. Even becoming a stonecutter felt impossible. Dave at least had a dream. He loved riding bikes. His biggest goal was racing in Italy. He followed Italian cycling stars every day. He studied Italian culture non-stop. He ate pasta, listened to Italian music, learned Italian, and copied their lifestyle. He practically became half Italian. His father hated it, but couldn't stop him. Then some good news arrived. Dave's favorite Italian cycling team was coming to Indiana. The second he heard it, he got excited. Everything suddenly felt better. To celebrate, he raced his bike onto the highway, and challenged a truck. The truck quickly pulled ahead. But Dave refused to quit. He pedaled even harder. The driver looked at the speedometer, and held up 4 fingers, telling him to stop chasing. But Dave thought it was a challenge, so he pushed even harder. His bike flew down the road. The driver looked in the mirror, and held up 5 fingers, like he was cheering him on, then drove away. But the driver couldn't believe it. Dave was still chasing him. Soon the police got involved, and the road turned into a race. The truck finally gave up first. Dave sped into the next state, and escaped the cops, winning his own little race. When he got back, he told his friends right away. Everyone was happy for him, but Moocher had a terrible first day at work. His boss made fun of his height, and crossed the line. Moocher lost his temper, and quit on the spot. His job ended before it even started. By the time the boss reacted, he was already gone. For them, money and dignity rarely came together, so they always chose dignity. After that, they kept hanging around, doing nothing much. Their pockets were empty, but nobody controlled them. They grew up with confusion, and slowly started thinking about love. One day, Dave practiced Italian on campus, and spotted a blonde girl. One look was enough. He was hooked. The girl drove away, but dropped a book. Dave jumped on his bike and chased her, through streets, through intersections, pedaling as hard as he could, until he finally caught up, and returned the book. Her name was Catherine. Hearing his fake Italian accent, and seeing the way he dressed, she thought he was an Italian student. Dave went along with it, even made up a new name. From that moment on, he was completely in love. On the way home, everything looked beautiful. Even the scenery felt different. One night, the guys sneaked under the girls' dorm, and sang Italian love songs. They weren't very good, but they meant it. Catherine loved it. The girls around her applauded too. Not long after, the two started dating, spending sweet nights together. But Cyril wasn't so lucky, because Catherine's roommate told Rod about everything, and Rod was the same college guy they hated. Old grudges and new ones mixed together. He immediately showed up with friends, and beat up Cyril. When the news got back, Mike exploded with anger. He decided to stand up for his friend. That night, he took Moocher and Cyril straight to a college town restaurant, to settle things with Rod. By coincidence, Dave was there on a date. The two groups ran into each other, and the tension exploded. Mike was ready to fight, but Cyril suddenly got nervous. Moocher felt the same, but it was too late. The fight started anyway. Mike and his friend struck first, but they were badly outnumbered. It didn't take long before they started losing. Tables flipped over, plates shattered. The place became a mess. Just as Dave was about to join in, the police arrived, and stopped the fight. Both sides were taken in, and given warnings. The dean suggested a solution: settle it on the racetrack, because the annual cycling race would allow local teams this year. Rod immediately objected, saying saying stonecutters had no place there. But the four friends had problems too. Dave was busy with his girlfriend, and didn't want to race. Cyril thought they couldn't win. Moocher felt everyone should move on. Only Mike still wanted it badly. But they needed 4 riders. For the first time, the group started falling apart. The arguments got worse, and nobody could agree. Then Rod showed up again. At their secret hangout, Catherine came too. Dave quickly hid, but Mike stepped forward, and jumped into the water, challenging Rod to a swim race. Rod jumped in right after him. The race began. Mike fought hard at first, but soon fell behind. Rod even slowed down, just to mock him, but Mike refused to quit. Even after smashing his face up, he kept swimming. When he started sinking, his 3 friends jumped in, and pulled him out. At that moment, they became a team again. Dave kept training every day, never taking a break. Right before the race, he asked for a day off, but his father refused. Then some college students came back to return rented bikes. His father didn't want to refund them, and an argument broke out. Dave felt a promise was a promise. Then his father suddenly had a heart attack, and collapsed. After his father went to the hospital, Dave blamed himself, and decided to quit the race, to stay with him. But his mother encouraged him to chase his dream, and not miss his chance. Those words changed everything. Dave finally chose to race. When he arrived at the event, the Italian team was there too. The race began, and they quickly took the lead. Dave chased them with everything he had, finally catching up to his heroes. But reality hit him hard. The people he admired were nothing like he imagined. They played dirty, and even knocked him off the road. Dave crashed hard, and his heroes shattered with him. After the race, he finally understood. He had been chasing a fantasy. From then on, he stopped pretending to be Italian. Back home, he broke down in front of his father. For the first time, he said he finally understood why people lied sometimes. Because real life wasn't as beautiful as dreams. His father had never seen him like that. He couldn't ignore it anymore. So he took Dave out to talk. They talked about the past, and talked about the future. His father told him, being a stonecutter was his identity, not Dave's future. Young people should find their own road, not live someone else's life. Those words gave Dave new strength. He decided to enter the final race. This time, he accepted who he was. The day before the race, his mother made uniforms for the team, and Dave proudly wore one. For the first time, the next day, the race finally started. Dave came out flying, and quickly took the lead. The gap kept growing. The crowd went wild. But then disaster struck. He collided with another rider, and crashed hard. He got back up, but his leg got worse and worse. Eventually he had to leave the relay. Moocher and Cyril took turns racing, but the lead disappeared fast. The stonecutters kept dropping back. Just when everyone was losing hope, Rod started taunting Mike again, and lit a fire inside him. Mike jumped on the bike, and chased everyone down, pulling the team back into it. But his energy ran out fast. Then at the biggest moment, Dave came back. After getting patched up, he strapped himself onto the bike, ready for one last push. With 15 laps left, he rode like a maniac. Blood kept pouring down, but he only got faster. The whole crowd stood up. His parents were cheering too. On the final lap, Dave reached second place, then pushed even harder, throwing everything into the finish. In the end, the stonecutters completed the comeback, and won the championship. Moocher finally felt respected. Cyril finally found confidence. Mike got his pride back, and Dave's father finally smiled at him. The whole town found its pride again because of them. Later Dave went to college, and started a new chapter. He set bigger goals for himself, and aimed for larger races. The confused boy finally grew up, and they all left yesterday behind. They left fear behind. They left confusion behind, and they left their old selves behind.